You won't want to miss this exciting love story about Dr. Daniel Mallay's daughter. Speaking of Dr. Mallay, a favourite of authorities, his disdain for the British is unmatched. So winning over Maria is quite a challenge, but for Parker, difficulties are just fuel for his fire, so he decided to. Arrived outside school, he hopped the fence his dream girl awaited. Maria knew her dad's temper, but still welcomed the meeting. Fast forward to Saturday morning, Parker mustered all his courage to knock on Mallay's door, even though he had a feeling it might be a disaster. When he actually met Dr. Mallay, he was shocked by the man's attitude. Dr. Mallay's uncle met his end at the hands of the British, so his hatred for them is like real. This piqued his disdain for the British, with Parker asserting he's a South African raised there. But to Dr. Mallay, it didn't matter where you grew up, your blood was still that of the Brits. So no matter how Parker tried to explain himself, he wasn't even getting a chance to see his daughter, let alone date her. After being rejected, Parker and his friends headed to an underground fight club, which just so happened to be a hangout for the not-so-good boys. The boss secretly held friendly fights among fighters of all races, all in the name of equality. This organizer heard Parker was quite the boxer, and wanted to build some camaraderie with a friendly match. Of course, boxing between blacks and whites was illegal, and Parker initially hesitated to agree, but then he saw a girl looking for him. The trio planned to relax, but the black boss chased them right after they left. He started telling ancient South African legends, and somehow Parker's heart got a bit swayed, until he was still torn. Seeing Parker hesitate, one of the eager fighters stepped up to give him a nudge. He said young folks couldn't resist a little bravado, especially in front of the girl they fancy. So Parker accepted the match offer, but his secret meetings with Maria still upset Dr. Mallay. His attitude was still the same, and he outright banned Parker from dating his daughter. But Parker was secretly gearing up for the match, since this time the arena was set in an open square, and the atmosphere was electric. Even though Parker was knocked down several times, struggling to find his opponent's weakness, he pulled from his past experience and fought tooth and nail to win. But instead of the cheers he imagined, there was a deafening silence. That was until the referee finally raised his hand. Someone called him the boxing wizard, and then the black crowd erupted in cheers. This match changed Parker's inner world and cemented his relationship with Maria, as both of them who hated racism showed the world the importance of equality. So, the two hearts that liked each other drew closer in their interactions, but Parker was still being careful until he was still caught red-handed by the police Dr. Mallay had arranged. In the days that followed, Parker frequently visited the black community's restricted area, becoming good pals with his opponent Duma. They exercised together, and one day Duma suggested that Parker start a school to teach everyone English. With millions of black folks in the restricted area, Parker thought this would be impossible. But Duma then brought up the legend of the boxing wizard, which the two began to argue, and Duma's words made Parker reflect on what he truly wanted. Then he remembered something Doc once said about trusting nature. The answers would always be out there. When he saw the waterfall pouring down like a wave, it was like a light bulb went off in his head. What if he started with just a few people? This idea led the captain to admire Parker's ambition, and he took the risk of providing a self-study area. Due to weekend classes, Parker couldn't go to dance with Maria, causing their first spat. Meanwhile, Dr. Mallay, having picked a son-in-law, announced at dinner his impending cabinet entry. Upon hearing that her father was going to push for an apartheid plan, Maria finally reached her breaking point. We're definitely going to find that place, and you won't see him again. Maria, you need to convince yourself you'll learn the value of this compensation. If this value is the compensation of English, then this value is the compensation of German. I won't buy it. That is a black man, and I won't act like you. As Maria stormed out, Parker began his first lesson at school. As expected, the police soon found him in the principal's office. And to surprise, one of the officers was the big bully from his boarding school days, so, in days, classes were halted under pressure. Bad and good news arrived simultaneously. The good news was that Parker and his friends had been accepted to Oxford University. To share this news with his beloved Maria, Parker climbed over the wall into her room that night. He hoped Maria would go to England with him, but she was about to be sent away. So he promised to return in a month to pick her up, while giving Maria a token from his parents as a symbol of their love. The big boy, who had now become a cop, began causing trouble for Parker everywhere. Juma was even injured and lost an eye, but fate had more challenges in store for them.